Coffee for $500 a kilogram? You've got to be kidding me. Those were my first thoughts when I heard about Kopi Luwak. After all, what type of coffee could possibly cost more than a high-end car's payment? What type of rigorous gold standard production processes are in place to impart subtle, complex, artful, and incomparable flavors to the humble coffee bean? And how far did this coffee have to travel, and under what arduous conditions, to earn its outrageous price tag? The answers are not what you'd expect. Kopi Luwak is made from poop. More specifically, it's made from the partially digested defecations of the Asian palm civet. As far as production lines go, this one is a relatively simple process that begins with a civet, or luwak as it's known to the local population, ingesting the ripest coffee beans it can find, taking a nap, and then ejecting them. It's hard to believe that something so simple, so primitive, could produce a coffee so sought after and treasured. We discovered the origins of this bizarre coffee, how it's produced, and its place in the massive coffee industry as a whole. As with Vietnam, which has become the coffee powerhouse of Southeast Asia, coffee as a crop was introduced to Indonesia by the colonial powers of the time, the Dutch. They discovered that the tropical climate of the island nation made for exceptional growing conditions that allowed the coffee plant to flourish. However, soil fertility didn't mean that the Dutch were exceptionally generous, and although local labor was used to rear and produce crops throughout the country, native farmers and plantation workers were forbidden from harvesting coffee beans for their own use. This frustrated the workers. However, they soon discovered the cat-like civet would consume the coffee fruit and leave the coffee seeds undigested in their droppings. By gathering these droppings, cleaning, roasting, and grinding them, they were able to make their own coffee beverages without incurring the wrath of the Dutch farmers. The Dutch, upon visiting the villages and seeing the Balinese enjoying coffee that seemed to be of equal, if not better quality, quickly unraveled the conspiracy. It wasn't long until the coffee became a favorite among plantation owners who favored its strong aroma and bitter taste. Its scarcity made it an expensive brew even among coffee traders at the time. But why would beans consumed and then defecated yield a superior flavor to coffee that has been subjected to various roasts or conventional production processes? The answer is twofold. The reason why Kopi Luwak is so good is because the luwak only goes after the best and ripest coffee fruit. The other reason is because in the luwak's stomach, fermentation happens and the coffee beans get a different flavor. Since the discerning luwak consumes the pulpy flesh of the coffee fruit, it chooses those that are primed for eating. Once consumed, the remaining beans spend up to a day and a half in the luwak's digestive tract, where fermentation occurs and the flavor profile of the beans is altered by the digestive enzymes. Later, the beans are ejected in clumps, still retaining their shape and remaining partially undigested because of the endocarp, the hard outer layer of the bean, which protects the core during the digestive process. After we find the poop, we gather it and clean it. The outer layer of the bean, partially digested by the luwak, is removed, as are any damaged and generally unsuitable coffee beans, before they are roasted in a wok-like pan over an open fire. The beans are then pounded into dust for about 20 minutes using a massive mortar and pestle. At this stage of the process, if desired, other flavors such as hibiscus or ginger can be added to diversify the flavor profile. While Kopi Luwak is undoubtedly a unique type of coffee, its lengthy production process and supposed superior qualities are subject to skepticism among professionals within the coffee industry. Many say that the coffee isn't worthy of its lofty price tag, and that Kopi Luwak continues to be sold at a premium because of the story behind it rather than any superiority of the bean. There's an ethical concern too. Because of the high price the coffee fetches, both locally and abroad, expedient farming methods have been employed for high-yield production of the luwak coffee. While traditional Kopi Luwak, that is, coffee harvested from the droppings of wild luwaks, exists, many luwak battery farms have been established throughout Southeast Asia to capitalize on the coffee's profitability. In such farms, luwaks are kept in cages and fed coffee fruits harvested by farmers in order to increase excretion of the revered bean. While this is not only an inhumane way of treating the small animal, it also impedes the careful selection process the luwak would otherwise employ when searching for food, undermining one of the core tenets that supposedly makes Kopi Luwak so delicious. So, coffee lover, would you pay such a hefty amount for this coffee? Let us know your views in the comments section below. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, do drop a like and share the video. Ring the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our future videos.